Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today is another day of the Zero to Gold Cap Challenge. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Okay, so for starters today we are going to be going over the gold for the day, and then we're going to get on to what I've actually been doing, like pretty much yesterday, and also in regards to the Worth It beta. Yes, we are going to be getting into that. So that being the case, let's just go over the gold for the day. Okay, so the gold for the day is a healthy 45,336 gold. The things of note are just a load of materials, and we also sold some more azurine, and that is for 4,875 gold, along with 14 titanium ore for 1,317 gold. The other thing of note is Vantis runes of Nilo for the Waking City, 9 of those for 5,566 gold, and the thing of note is a mechanized chopper for 29,449 gold. Add that all together and that's 45,336 gold in total. So that brings our total up for what we've actually got up to a nice sizable amount. Really chuffed with the way things are going thus far. Now obviously we're pulling in a pretty steady amount at the moment, and obviously we haven't even covered the transmog yet. So this is just from our crafting professions and random materials we pick up through basically the world. So that being the case, we are currently at 1,261,497 gold, so 1.26 mil. Now that's pretty damn good. I'm quite happy with that. All we've got to do now is just bring up all of our stuff. As you well know, I'm actually saving up all of my gold as much as possible for when Shadowlands is released, so I can invest that into all of my professions in order to get a return, and then we can then increase that gold by utilizing the professions once Shadowlands comes out. So basically it's trying to pull every bit of gold together now for myself in order to get a head start on gold making when it comes to Shadowlands, as it's near the end of the expansion, and for obvious reasons I'm getting myself all prepared for that because I've got to do a lot of updates and everything. But that being the case, that is pretty damn good. The other thing of note is I'm still doing some transmog farming at this moment in time. I'm going to be doing like 4 or 5 hours worth of a particular transmog farm, so that's going to take a little while in order to do, but hopefully that bulks out our auction house a lot more. So that being the case, let's just get on to what I've actually done. Now yesterday I was posed a question by one of my gold Patreons. Now he actually had a macro in which he was using for basically basically group farming. Now this is why he could actually manage himself when he was actually using group farms, and this is primarily what he was using. He was using a macro in order to say to the group chat and to keep track himself of whether to loot and whether to farm, and vice versa. So what I posed to him was, I'll quickly make you up an add-on, which took me about an hour, and basically I made this, which is the group farmer add-on. Now this is just a basic little add-on at the moment, and basically it's just something I whipped together in like 5 minutes. So what it does is you can close it, you can open it as many times as you want. It tells you that group farmer closed, blah blah blah, and what you do is you start your session and it will tell you in the party the time in which you have to farm, and then when it actually comes off, Yog Saron will actually sound, telling you, notifying you that the farming session is ending and you should actually start doing the farm for the looting session. So basically when to loot. So then you start your looting session, and then that gives you about 30 seconds in order to loot up all of the stuff before you start your next session on the group farm. Now this actually posts within your party chat, and if I reset my actual add-ons and open up Deadly Boss mods, this actually works alongside Deadly Boss mods. Deadly Boss mods actually up, it will actually create you your thing, which will actually create a kill timer for you, so you don't really need your stopwatch all that much. It will keep you, basically what it will do is it will just tell you, keep a track of what it's actually going about, and then if you're in a party and if you are in a party, it will actually notify the people in the party when to loot and when to farm, basically. So pretty much if you're the group leader and you're doing a group farm, you can just easier keep track of the looting session, the kill session, and all that stuff. It's basically just a quick little add-on for group farming at this moment in time. So that's pretty damn good. I kind of like it. So overall, let's just turn off Deadly Boss Mods quickly. Now, other than that, that is basically how the add-on works. It's pretty dead simple. It just starts the session and then your loot session. So it's really not that complex. Pretty much, I'm going to leave the link in the description down below if any of you care to use it. And if you are going to be doing any group farming, maybe this will actually be of any use for you guys. Now, other than that, there is a feature that will be coming within WORTHIT, so technically this will be kind of redundant once WORTHIT comes out, but it's just something I threw together yesterday because the Patreon asked. So that being the case, let's actually jump onto what I would consider for the WORTHIT beta. Now, I'm currently looking for about 10-15 people currently to test out the WORTHIT beta and see if any of the bugs that me and Callan have not seen. Basically, you are more than welcome to actually use it and all that stuff, but just please don't share the file with anyone because it could be a little bit buggy. So we want to work out all the bugs before we actually bring it out as a full release. That's why we're looking for a couple of people. This is why we're looking for a small portion of people in order to actually test out the WORTHIT beta at this moment in time. This is due to the fact that we've got a load new modules and a load new things. So obviously we've done a complete UI redesign kind of. When it comes towards displaying all of our things, you now have import route and adding it to your to-do list, which is the farm planner module that actually keeps it up to date with your farm planner. Aside from that, there will be a new battle pets section for open world battle pets, rare, elite battle pets, that obviously rares. So if you're farming a rare to drop a battle pet, that's what it means. And then raid pets, and it evaluates it due to the fact on pretty much what's actually going about. Obviously we still got a few more bits of development that actually needs to be finished, such as my task at the moment is to fix all of the numbers for the battle pets to their original stats, so health wise, attack, and obviously basically all the stats. Pretty much I just got to reset all the stats on the battle pets at this moment in time, and we're doing some other things using grid columns. And pretty much what is going about, if you do actually jump into the beta for WORTHIT, there is guides already actually built in, such as optional add-ons that you can actually use in order to make WORTHIT work better alongside that. It also has a recording feature which actually tells you how to use the new recorder. Yes, the recorder has had a complete overhaul and we've actually changed a load of things to make it a lot more user-friendly in total. So this is a nice little guide that will explain everything to you, numbered, categorized, and then it will tell you exactly what you need to do. Callan actually whipped this one together pretty much the last couple of days, and it's pretty damn extensive on what you can actually do with it. So that being the case, you also have your tips and tricks, because now in configuration you'll be able to use custom price strings, so you can actually add your own custom price string that is working alongside TSM. So for obvious reasons, that would be a nice little feature we actually thought that would be a nice little feature, as a lot of you guys were asking for that, and I said about the DB market. The other thing is custom prices. You can now add Expulsum, Blood of Sargeras, any item. You basically just drag, you drop the item in, and then you add a string for basically what you would use for TSM, and it will value it for that. Now obviously this is not an extensive thing. There are way more features like a search bar, such as dredged leather. It actually searches through all of your farms, and aside from that, being that a small portion of people to help out with the beta, that would be really helpful in order to find out any little bugs or little changes that we can actually make before we roll this out into release. Basically I would like to have a more smoother transition when we actually bring this add-on back out to release with the new update, because this is prepping it for when Shadowlands is released, and for obvious reasons we don't want to do a load of patch updates all the time once Shadowlands comes out, because we'll be gathering up data for the static farms basically for Shadowlands. So aside from all of that, that is basically just a quick overview on how it all works. I will be doing an extensive guide when it comes out on release, so like an ultimate guide on how to use WORTHIT. And aside from that, the beta access for that will be basically you come onto the Discord, you message me directly, please, and pretty much all you have to do is ask me. Now there will only be like 15 slots at maximum. That is due to the fact that we don't want to have too many people inside the beta for obvious reasons. And aside from that, that means we can then have that small sample size to actually just test out all of the things moving forward. And then once all of our last updates that we need to do, because we'll be updating the beta as and when, so you will be notified if you do have that role for the Discord, for beta stuff and all that jazz in the private chat for that, and then you'll be able to like know when to update and all that stuff. And then once the complete finished thing is actually done, then we'll be able to move on and roll it out for release. Aside from that, that's pretty much all I'm going to have to say for the day. I've got quite a bit to do because I've got to go through all of the Battle Pets modules. So other than that, Callan has been working really hard as a side note on the add-on as well. He's been making a load of new features for this as well. So other than that, please give some love towards Callan, as he does work exceedingly hard on this add-on. Now aside from that, guys, that's pretty much all I'm going to have to say for the day. I'm going to crack on and try and get this sorted. If you do want to enroll in the beta, remember it's a first come first serve basis, so for obvious reasons message me as soon as you can. Other than that, guys, have an awesome rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow.
Yeah.